We're not going to put a timetable on it, but what I will say is, Dave had a very significant injury, much more than just an ACL way back when it occurred. I thought he busted his tail to get back last season, and then as we went through that last game versus Detroit, I think when he came out of that, he wasn't particularly happy with how it responded, and excuse me, he did have another procedure, and so. In the off season, but I think that we're cautiously optimistic.
Is there any concern in your mind that he might never get back? Not just
No.
the player that he was.
None. I don't know if I've altered my approach. I think communication is a big thing. I think that's probably what I think from my view has changed the most in our game is just communication with the players. I think that when I first came in here, that wasn't necessarily part of it, and I think different players, require, have earned certain, different kinds of communications and stuff. So I think that's part of it. I think that's certainly something that, Matt and I talk about all the time, and it's kind of a fine line, but we certainly, I think it's important that the leaders of our football team are kind of in tune with what Matt and I are thinking. I don't think our team's settled, right? I mean, it's kind of a constant process, and again, we're in practice one. So there's, through this course in the next 6 weeks as we head towards the beginning of the regular season, part of this is kind of seeing where we're at, what we have, and what we can count on, and what we maybe can't count on. So that's part of the process for the whole team, and that's a big challenge as we go forward. Is making sure we know what we know, and also know what we don't know.
How about wide receiver specific though?
Yeah, I mean, again, we're going into practice when I'm really excited about all those guys, but if we get to a point that we feel, that we need more, then we'll certainly address it at that time. But the roles that we expect some of these young guys to play, we want to give them that opportunity to go out there and see if they can do it.
Yeah, well, I know we've talked about this quite a bit. I can tell you this, I'm not a doctor, and that's not my expertise. So as soon as they clear him, then he'll be ready to go. I can tell you, though, from what I've seen, I know Dave's doing everything he can, and I know Goody kind of got into, what transpired and, prior to us even starting the off season. So, none of these are just always clear cut, and some guys recover at a different rate, or, there's different variances in terms of some of those injuries and just in how severe they are. And unfortunately, he had a pretty big injury.
Given what you knew about his injury, New Year's Day 2021, how surprised are you that the recovery has lasted this long?
Well, I've never been a part of something like this, so yeah. I mean, I think anytime it's a first, you are a little bit surprised, but at the same time, I've got a lot of trust and faith in not only our people here, but in terms of what Dave, just the effort that he puts in each and every day to be at his best. I mean, he's a pro's pro, so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and when he's ready to go, we'll be excited to have him back out there. Oh, it's always exciting just to get everybody back in the building, and I'll tell you what kind of got the juices going was just going to that soccer match the other night and having a packed Lambeau. That was a great environment.